What's up, everybody? Another great episode of Fourth Person Point of View, baby. And today's episode is kind of left field, but bear with me here. I think it will help somebody. Please ignore the thunder outside. I can't help it. So, what you see before me now is kind of what I've been eating for the past few months. So, if you've been following the news, you are aware that the economy is kind of trending downward. A lot of people are saying it's because of Trump's tariffs. Some people are saying it's because of Biden's economic decisions. Who knows? But all I do know is I've been going to the grocery store and I see the prices of stuff like eggs going up, and a lot of people are complaining about it. So let's look at something right quick. Online, it says, according to CNN's article on April the 9th, it says, here's which grocery store items would get more expensive because of tariffs. That was published on April 9th, 2025 by Nathaniel Meyerson. And what we see here, it says shoppers can expect to see prices rise on seafood, coffee, fruit, cheese, nuts, candy bars, and other imported foods, according to experts. And according to AI, it says several grocery items are likely to see price increases due to tariffs and other factors. Expect higher prices on imported goods like seafood, coffee, nuts, and cheese, as well as domestic items like beef, eggs, and poultry. Fresh produce, especially imported fruits and vegetables, may also be affected. Now, what you see before me today, and this is not for sale, this is my shit. I'm just sharing this with you because it might help some people. Now, what you see on this table here, this is deer meat. You can see this here. This is deer sausage. I've been eating this for about two months now. That's deer sausage there too. And then we got some deer burger. So it's just like a hamburger, it's just deer meat. And we got some steak right here. I've been eating this too. This is pretty good shit here. I got quite a bit of it left. Now, if you're one of those people who are complaining about grocery store prices, like I said, this is not for sale. But what you might want to do is what I'm doing. Now, if you live in the South like I do, or the East Coast, West Coast, or up north, and you know anybody that likes to hunt, people who hunt usually have a lot of meat. Because everybody who hunts does not eat the meat. Some people hunt for the sport, like me. So, if you know somebody who hunts, you should go to them and say, if you kill a deer, I want it. That way you don't have to go to the grocery store and buy meat. Now, if you look online right here, it says the price of beef choice Angus strip steaks are $16.97 a pound. Now, these steaks right here, I don't know what you would really compare them to as far as price by price because they're cut in strips, but $16.63 could add up when you can go out there and kill a deer or get somebody to give you some deer meat and you got all this right here. It's quite a bit. Like I said, I've been eating this here. I grew up eating this type of stuff here, so it's second nature to me. And that's Walmart. Then you got, let's see what Kroger's prices are. Steak at Kroger. Okay, so it's different prices too. You got $16.79 for strip steaks. You got $15.99 for ribeye. Grass-fed beef top sirloin, $8.99. So it just depends. But my point I'm making is, if you know somebody who likes to hunt, that's your meat. Just like they did in the old days. So if you think about the shotgun, especially in the South, the shotgun was not just a weapon for self-defense. It was a way of life because a lot of people use guns to hunt things like deer, squirrels, rabbits, coons, turkey, and all that shit. And that's how the people lived back in the day. So we can kind of do something similar today. I mean, you can live off the land. My grandmother, she canned all of her vegetables. She grew her own vegetables in her own garden. She did up until the day she died. And then I thought about the way she grew up. That's the only way they could survive back in those days. That's why a lot of people were farmers. And she was born in 1930. So her and my grandfather, their generation was used to people basically living off the land. So in 2025, we can do something similar. I mean, you don't have to go all the way, because I'm not trying to walk behind no goddamn garden tiller myself. But with this deer meat, you kind of live off the land. Now you hear everybody talking about eggs. These eggs right here, these eggs are straight out of a chicken coop. I picked them up from a crazy lady I know. I had about 2 dozen, maybe 3. And I'll do another video, because I noticed that these eggs right here, even though they're brown, they are a different color than the eggs that you buy in the grocery store. So I'm going to do some research just to see. I don't know what causes that. Somebody told me that the darker the yolk, that means it's a healthier egg. Who knows? I'll read up on it, and we'll do some kind of comparison. Maybe I can get some jars or something. But if you got room for a chicken, maybe that's what you should do. Because I hadn't bought eggs for like a month or 2 myself. And I eat eggs every morning for breakfast. I eat them with tuna fish. I eat them in salads and all that stuff. And I have not bought eggs, which this is helping me on my grocery bill right now. So it's something you might want to consider. Either finding somebody with a chicken or buying your own. You know, that's called wholesale. But I wanted to make this video because if you are one of those people who are worried about the grocery bill going up, you might want to find somebody that likes to hunt and ask them, can you have the meat they kill? Because like I said, everybody don't eat the meat they kill. They just hunt for the sport. So this is something I'll probably do again next year. You got all types of people who like to process the meat you kill. So you got to do your own research on that. I'm not going to recommend nobody. This guy who did this right here for me. So this is a system he has. So he charges people to process the deer. I think like $50 maybe. But like I said, this right here is not for sale. So you can't buy this. And if I was selling it, you couldn't get none. But that's one way you can goddamn offset your grocery bill, especially if you live in the South, where you got a lot of people who like to hunt and fish. I remember when I was a child, people would stop by the house with coolers full of fish. And these people, you kind of know them from around the town. So I don't think nobody would try to poison you. So if that's something you decide to do, you got to be careful, because you do have Looney Tune and weirdos out there in the world. But just to think about your survival and your grocery bill in the future, you might want to find people who like to go fishing for the sport. And if you tell them, I want to fish, don't throw them back, they can bring you bass, crappie, catfish, and all that shit. And bam, you got food. So even though the grocery prices might go up, and they look like they are, I can't say might because they are. Keep in mind, especially if you are from the South, you do not have to go to the grocery store. You can live off the land. And it's this simple right here. Deer season is over. But I got deer meat. You see how that works? So that's something you want to keep in mind. And you might also want to start hunting. I have some wild hog. I have some wild hog in my deep freezer too. Once again, and it's actually sausage. So I guess once this deer sausage runs out, I'll start eating that wild hog. And once again, I don't have to go to the grocery store and buy sausage. So hunting, fishing is more than just a bunch of country boys goddamn wearing camouflage and killing animals. It is a way of life. It is what our ancestors did in America. It's what they did way back in the day. I mean, people have been hunting since the beginning of time. I mean, it's what the Indians did with the buffalo. It's what people have been doing like way back. People have been hunting and fishing. So keep in mind that if you live off the land, which that's what it's for. That's what God gave us the land for, to live. We eat off of it. So keep in mind, if you get deer meat, if you get turkey, quail, and all that good stuff, that's your food. So you don't have to run to the grocery store and panic. I mean, and if you somebody who know me and you got some turkey or some duck, I'll take it. I had a guy that gave away like 2 or 3 ducks a few years ago. And if you go in the grocery store, you know this duck is kind of expensive depending on when you buy it. But you got a lot of guys that like to duck hunt just for the sport, and they'll give you the damn duck, and you get to dress the duck yourself. So just something you want to keep in mind. Now, also keep in mind, if you didn't grow up eating deer and quail and rabbit and all that, be careful who you take meat from. The chances of somebody giving you some foul meat is probably very slim, but you also want to be aware, because you do have some goof troops out there that might pull some fuckery. But living off the land is what God put it here for. So if you take advantage of it, you might not have to go to the grocery store and complain like everybody else. Just something you want to consider. This has been Fourth Person Point of View, baby. I'm out.